Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. I just got finished making dinner and my husband asked me to make some banana nut bread. So I'm going to show you my recipe for banana nut bread, and I don't like banana nut bread, but I love this one. So hopefully you will too. Let's get into it. I found this Temptations bread loaf while I was out thrifting, and as promised, I'm using it in this video. I greased the loaf pan with some butter, but you can also use margarine. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and for the mixture I'm using 1 cup of sugar and a half a cup of margarine, and I'll be creaming those. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be taking a hand mixer and blending these until they form a creamy consistency. Once it's creamed, I'm going to add the eggs, and if you have any doubts about your eggs, crack them into a separate bowl and then put them in. In all the time that I've been cooking, I've only ever encountered a couple of questionable eggs. I like to wipe the sides of the bowl to make sure that everything is well incorporated. I now take a separate bowl to measure out the flour and the baking soda. I actually forgot at this point the salt, but you can do the salt at the same time. And I found that little duck scoop while I was out thrifting, and I thought it was so cool. And it works great. I've been wanting one for years. So what I'm doing is fluffing up the flour. You don't have to do this. I generally like to do it anyway when I'm baking. It fluffs it up so it's not so compacted. I love this little spatula because I've been using it for years just to scrape along the top, and it levels everything out. You can sift in the baking soda while you're sifting the flour, which is the better method of doing it. I just forgot to do it this time. So I'm mixing it into the flour now. At this point, I'll be mixing in the flour, putting it in gradually so that the mixture absorbs the flour as we go. I'm slowly mixing in the flour mixture, and I'll be wiping down the sides of the bowl again to make sure that everything is incorporated. And I'll be holding back a little bit of the flour so that I can add in the bananas. And I'm making sure to add the salt. Now I'm making sure to mash up the bananas as I go. Squeeze them to make sure that they're nice and mushy as they go in. You're going to be mixing them further, but this just helps the mixer. I'm making sure to really blend it in, but if you like chunks of banana in your banana nut bread, just leave it a little bit chunkier. It's just, I prefer to really have it smooth. And now I'm adding the rest of the flour mixture. Now that I'm done mixing, I'm going to scrape the sides of the bowl to incorporate everything, and then I'm going to add the nuts. And finally, the secret ingredient. Yep, mini marshmallows. I add a little bit over a cup. I mix everything well, and I measure out the mixture to put into the bread loaf pans to make sure that each get the same amount. And now it's time to bake. I put them on a sheet pan and I put them in the center of the oven, and they will be going in for 1 hour. When the time's up, I get a skewer and poke right in the center to make sure that they're fully cooked, and they are. So out they come. If you can manage to keep your family away from them for a few minutes to let them cool, that would be better. Okay, so now I just take a knife and try and separate the sides. It's not difficult at all, and cut into it. See? Super easy. And that's the reason for buttering the dish. I found this really beautiful English cake knife while out thrifting as well, so I got a chance to use it. Okay, so I don't know if you could tell, but it's very moist in the center. The crumb is beautiful. And my favorite part is cutting into it and eating. Okay, so this is my favorite part, is the top part, because it's a little crunchy and a little chewy, and you know I love crunchy chewy. It's so good. So it's just a tiny little bit chewy, but mostly a little bit crunchy on top, and the rest is soft and moist. It's just a delicious banana nut bread. And so the thing is, I'm not a huge banana lover, so regular banana bread is not for me. And when I came up with this recipe, I thought, I'm just gonna use these mini marshmallows and see how it is. And they transformed it. It's so good. So I hope you try it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, but mostly subscribe and let me know if you decide to try it, because I am so curious to see if somebody is willing to try it. Honestly, the people that have tried it, loved it, and all I can say is you're missing out if you don't try it.